Alright, I'm just gonna come straight out, straight to the point, and say it. The Black Lives Movement is a fucking joke. A joke. It's a bunch of lazy fucking people. It's a bunch of apologetic white people portraying violence all over the country in all these cities, with all these liberal cities who don't give a shit about what happens to anybody in that city. And you're hiding behind a movement that's full of shit. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to black people all over this country. Hard-working black people should be embarrassed by this movement. And yeah, it's coming from a white guy. I've been watching videos all weekend of black people, and I have black friends who feel the same way. It's an embarrassment. The movement is not true. It started out, we get it. The George Floyd thing was horrible. You had everybody's support. The whole country, police, everybody. You had everybody's support. And then you start this shit that has nothing to do now with your original mission. If you cared, if you apologetic white people, these kids from college, these millennials who think they're going to save the world, who are apologizing for slavery that no white person in this country had anything to do with, but they're going to kiss your feet. And, oh, I'm so sorry. You have those, and then you got a bunch of lazy people, lazy black people, who could give a shit about anybody in their community. All they want to do is friggin' gangbang and shoot shit up and be unlawful. Can we call it for what it is? It's an embarrassment. It's such an embarrassment to the black community. I'm tired of hearing how everybody's held back. Okay? Tired of hearing, oh, I'm so held back, and I have... Last time I checked, we had a black president in this country, which means we voted in this country to have a black president. Do you understand that? There are black lawyers, black doctors, nurses, cops, managers, CEOs, you name it. Black millionaires. What are we talking about? This is not Jim Crow era. Alright? So to see the shit that's going on now is pathetic. It's pathetic, people. There's a greater movement here that has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. Okay? I don't think it has anything to do with race. Because I'm telling you, I know some proud black people who are embarrassed by this movement right now. Go search on videos. You'll see plenty of black people on videos saying the same thing I'm saying. And I'm going to be labeled a racist because I'm a white guy saying it. But you know it's true. So let me just talk to these people out here who are apologizing first. You as a white person, your white guilt, where's that coming from? You're taught that. You're being taught that and indoctrinated in these colleges and in these schools that this country sucks and it's our fault. This country has come leaps and bounds from the bullshit we were in. Getting rid of slavery. Allowing what was a human right for all people to be able to vote and human rights for people to be able to live as everybody else. We've come a long way. This is not the 1860s. This is not even the 1960s. Alright? Things are different, and if you fail to look around and see that, then you're an idiot. Alright? So I get really tired of... let me tell you something. I know you get tired of the all lives matter shit. Alright? We get your little mantra there. But let me tell you something. If the black community, the ones that are out there protesting, I'm not talking about everybody, the ones that are causing shit and protesting or everything that's going on in these cities, if you actually cared, truly, about all black lives and that Black Lives Matter, why, for years, have you not been protesting in the inner cities where all these tragic... Chicago is are you kidding me? How do you not protest there why do you not march and shut down those streets and stop those... Do you march through the bad neighborhoods in New York, in Chicago, in all these cities? Do you march through the bad neighborhoods where all the crack is going on and all these murders are going on? Do you care about those people's lives? Unbelievable. If you really cared, you'd have been outraged about that for years. And we all know there's bad cops. We all know it. We get it. But when you look at the numbers that you don't see, the actual numbers, the bad cops are killing unarmed white people more. There's more unarmed white people being killed by cops every year. You're not going to hear about that. It doesn't fit the media's agenda. It doesn't fit everybody's agenda. All right? So let's get your shit together. Stop the bullshit. Let's come together and stop the bullshit already, all of us. Because it's nonsense. It's like I said, it's an embarrassment to the black community as a whole. You're letting a small minority of these people protesting and shooting shit up destroy the American way of life. And then you see these rich athletes. Let me tell you something, LeBron, okay? You talk shit all the time. Do you live in your community? Do you live where you grew up? Do you go back and actually give back to your community? Do you march against young black men killing young black men? Do you ever speak out about that? Yeah, thought so. So let's stop the bullshit. All right? All this does is cause more divide in the country. I walk around where I live. I go to the stores. Everybody's intermixed. Nobody's causing shit. Everybody gets along. You don't have violence up here where I am. And you have all different races, nationalities, religions, everything. And you know what? We all shop together. We go to the same workplace. And there's no issues. But you go to these inner cities, these liberal cities, where everything you can do whatever the hell you want, that's where you got all your issues. So, when you see the small minority of people starting up this shit, that's not reflective of this country. That's not reflective of where I'm living. So just stop the nonsense. This whole BLM thing is a joke. It's an embarrassment. And like I said, call me a racist for saying it. I don't really care. But go ahead, and I dare you, do a search, and you go on YouTube, and you look at all these outraged black people at this movement who are embarrassed by it. They're hard-working people. They've made their way in life. They went to school, they put the hard work in, and they're successful. Has nothing to do with being put down because they're black. They've made it. So what's your excuse? All these protesters, what's your excuse? Because you're lazy? You don't want to put the effort in? You don't want to go to school? You don't want to put the time in? The effort? Like I said, in every career, across the board, there are black men and women working jobs. High-paying jobs, well-educated people. And it's an embarrassment to them when you play the victim. Because you know what? All those people and my friends who are doing well, they don't play the victim. I don't care what color you are. You want to be successful, you got to put in the work. You know, I'm going to tell you, it's the same thing. You get the white trash, it's the same thing. They're lazy white people who don't want to put the time and effort in and want to be a victim and blame it on somebody else. You blame it on the rich person or whatever. You got all these white crackheads. Same thing. It doesn't matter what your race. Race doesn't matter. You put the time in, you put the work in, you're going to be successful, bottom line. Anyway, enough. I'm going to catch a lot of shit for this one, I know. I don't really care anymore. I turn on the TV, and every day I hear about all these black kids being shot and killed. Little 7-year-old girl yesterday. A 7-year-old girl playing in the front of her grandmother's house gets shot in the head. An 8-year-old girl happened to be driving by in the neighborhood where that Wendy's, where the whole thing went down at Wendy's. This little girl with her mother, 8 years old, shot and killed while sitting in her friggin' car. Where's that outrage, people? Call me what you want, but look in the mirror. Later.